just in case you needed it, here's one more example of how special it is to live in central New York. A longtime Baldwinsville lawyer who passed away in 2022 had directed a $1.5 million gift to the Community Foundation before her death. Joining us now, Tom Griffith, who is the Vice President of Development at the Community Foundation. Thanks so much for being here, Tom. Really appreciate it.
Glad to join you. Glad to tell the story. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, Rosemary Bucci. Tell us a little about a bit about her. I know she's a lawyer. We mentioned that, but who was she?
So she was definitely a person who knew what was important to her. So when I met her back in 2015, and she came to the Community Foundation with one of her advisors, basically just to tell us what she wanted to do with this legacy gift that she was planning to make. A lot of times when we meet with people the first time, there's sort of a discernment process that goes along with trying to figure out, you know, what it is that they want their charitable legacy to be. But with Rosemary, it was definitely, she was checking to make sure we could deliver, and then
community-minded, obviously, but also a trailblazer too, really, right?
Yeah, she was born in Baldwinsville. She was raised there. She went to SU for law school. You know, she remained committed to Baldwinsville. It's where she worked. It's you know, where her commitment lied with, you know, her leadership and service. She was a member of a number of boards of nonprofits and other civic organizations. Yeah, she really worked her whole life in a commitment to Baldwinsville, and then capped it off with a legacy gift that's going to support Baldwinsville forever.
Yeah, did she specify exactly how those funds would be used, or is that more open to you guys?
She trusted us to take the funds and to be able to deliver those to the village of Baldwinsville and towns of Van Buren and Lysander nonprofits. And so those nonprofits will have the opportunity to apply and receive grants from her fund year after year after year.
Wow.
And I think part of the reason she did that was because she knew things would change over time. So she didn't want to like name specific nonprofits. You know, she wanted to have her fund be available as time progressed.
Oh, that's great. But does it go anywhere beyond Baldwinsville? I'll call it Greater Baldwinsville, since it could include some spots in Van Buren. Does it go beyond that, or is it kind of restricted to that general area, which is still special and awesome?
Yeah, that was her one restriction. It's greatest needs of those specific of that specific region. So only nonprofits that are, you know, in that region will be able to be supported. But there's a lot of nonprofits there, and this will definitely go to good use, I'm sure, year after year.
Yeah, you do this every day, these kinds of things. But so explain to me how impactful this can be for the community. You mentioned it's lasting, but the impact it's going to have.
Yeah, so a fund like this, you know, a $1.5 million fund, you know, will provide, you know, our spending rate on a fund is about 4 to 5%. So this will be $50,000 to $60,000, you know, $70,000 a year that would be going out to different nonprofits, and that would happen, you know, over and over and over again. And so the impact will not only be long-lasting and significant, but the other thing that we think about is we think about the entire community. So you don't have to have a $1.5 million gift to be able to contribute back to the community that you live in. You know, our hope is that, you know, everybody will consider leaving a small part of their estate to local nonprofits that they cared about, either directly to those nonprofits or through us. We have many funds here that people can contribute to for different nonprofits. And we also have what's called the 5 for CNY Fund, where we encourage people just to leave generally for support of local nonprofits through that fund. We hope that this kind of example that Rosemary set, you know, can be, you know, something that others will latch onto and decide, hey, you know, I can still leave 95% of my estate to my kids. Let's leave 5% to those nonprofits that I care about.
Yeah, awesome. Great message from Rosemary and for all you guys do. Tom, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it, and excited to see how this money will impact the area there.
Yep, we are too, and yeah, we're very grateful for Rosemary's generosity. Thanks for the time, Jeff.